Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Ryan with Iowa Classic Cars, and welcome back to the channel. It's a pretty rainy day here in Iowa today, so that's what you guys are hearing above on the roof. But a nice rainy day means we're going to replace glass. So there's two styles of glass on a 47 to 55 Chevy truck. The front windshield is a rope style install. With a rope from the inside, you actually pull the gasket around the pinch weld, and I'll show you guys how to do that. And then the back is a lot less common, but is a lock bead. So if you see that right there, there's a gap, which the trim is gone now, but you essentially have to put a piece of trim all the way around the window. So, hi buddy, you gonna help? In any case, the first part of the install is to cut the old one out. I don't really feel it necessary to film cutting a window out. Just take a razor blade and go along the outside edge here, just cut that rubber, and then push the glass out from the inside. Once that's done, we'll clean up the pinch weld. I'll show you guys that, and then we'll put the glass back in. All right, that took all of 30 seconds. So once the glass is out, you just wanna work the gasket, what's left of it, out of the channel, which pretty simple. So this pinch weld looks really nice. No rust, no extra filler. There is a little bit of scale right here, so I'm gonna grab a wire brush and just clean that up a little bit. But once this is clean, we'll get the gasket, get the new window, which is over here, came from LMC truck. Don't mind the mess. And we'll put this bad boy back together. All right, so this gasket is a little different than like the 84 C10 that we did. But there's a fatter edge, a skinnier edge, and then this grooved piece. This grooved piece goes towards the outside. That's what your lock bead trim will sit in. This groove right here is what your pinch weld goes on. And as you can see, it's actually cut. The reason why is they said that this is made for different era trucks. So you'll want to cut it, once we get it in place, I'll show you, but you want to cut it a little long and force it back into place for a nice clean seal. All right, so just start in about the middle, and putting this pinch weld on is so much easier. Oh, come on, buddy. Oh, come on. This one is so much easier than doing the C10. These corners are always kind of a pain though, but just get it pressed in there nice. All right, now, so once you're here with the overhang, you want to cut it just a little long, and you want to force it back down on itself so you get a nice tight seal. So you can see right there where it overlaps, so maybe cut it like right about here, cut it at a 90 with a nice sharp razor blade. And gasket needs a little bit of love, like right here in the corners especially, but we're getting close. So I'm going to cut that, force it back down that way, get it nice and tight and flush, and we'll put the window in. For the next step, no one really talks about this. Get some silicone surface safe lubricant. This stuff is your friend. You'll also need some kind of a plastic pick tool or like a hook tool. I don't have a hook tool necessarily, so this will have to work. We're gonna grab the window. We're just gonna set it pretty much in this channel and then work that gasket on either side of it with the pick tool. Getting the corners in is like the toughest part.
If
you don't have another guy to help you, I'd probably say just tape it in and work it from the inside. My buddy is coming to help me here in a second. So to make this easier and to have him hold this, I'm gonna wait for him, but then I'll go inside the truck and I'll push this gasket. I'll push this gasket out. You can see right there, that's kind of overlapping itself, but I'll push that gasket out from the inside to wrap it around the window. So my friend Mikey's behind the camera now, and I kind of got a little bit of a system going here. So if you're by yourself, just pull the glass out a little bit and kind of take your pry tool and just kind of work it over, and then as you're doing that, just press the glass back in. So it's not a fast method by any means, but it definitely does work if you're by yourself. But I got Mikey here to help me, so we're gonna do the rest of this window the same way, just with your pry tool, some silicone spray, and just work it around the corner there, or not just that corner, but work around the whole thing. If you have another guy, just have him hold the glass. You can always push the lip from the outside while he's pushing the glass in. Or if you're by yourself, just do what I'm doing here and kind of hold the glass out. Jesus, cat. Hold the glass out, push down it, push the glass as you're pulling the gasket. So we're gonna do that, and we'll come back on how to install the infamous lock bead trim. All right, so here's how we're doing with two people. So Mikey's holding it from, can you let off just a little bit, Mikey? A little bit of pressure?
I'm holding on to it. My hand's just against glass.
Oh. So we're just folding that lip, just pushing the outside, and a little bit of pressure from the outside, just pushing that glass right in there. So nice seal. Right here, we have a little bit of bubbling. Just push that gasket. We'll come back to that later. It looks pretty good. All right, now the fun part is putting the trim in. All right, so on the C10 over there, we did chrome trim, and it's like a plastic. This kit also comes with black rubber trim. You will 100% need one of these lock bead tools. What you do is you work it in the groove, and then you push at the wrong head. I was going in this way. Either way, you push it through as you're pushing the tool, and you work the trim or the lock bead into the groove. The one thing I would say is that if you're working with chrome trim, we're not doing chrome because this truck is kind of bare bones. But if you're doing chrome, honestly, like maybe put like a piece of tape over this top because you will scratch it, and just take your time, because if it pops out of the groove, I know there's not a groove here, but if it pops out and then it's seated back down, then it pops out, it's a real nightmare to get it worked back down in there. So take your time, try not to have it pop out, and if it does and you've only just started, just restart. It's so much easier than trying to get it folded back underneath. So I'm gonna go grab the right size head, and then we'll put this in. So how this works is this tool sits in both grooves right there, and you just kind of work it back and forth, and you put the trim through it. So get your handy dandy silicone spray. I should be doing this backwards, but yeah, see, like that. Or you can go like this and pull it towards you. These have like a pointed groove, or a point that goes on the inside. I didn't get any spray on this side. You want to push down and forward into the groove so the trim does not come out. Can you hold that for a second, Mikey? All right. Yeah, see right here, I'm just gonna restart because it came out. That's all right. We got all the time in the world. All right, so this is not an easy job. God damn it, it's... On the corners, don't even know if I can show this. Come on. On the corners, you really have to keep a lot of pressure on it. And then push from behind. Kind of sucks this is the last corner too. There we go. It really isn't too bad, it just sucks, if that makes sense. All right, so once you're there, oh my Lord. Honestly, if you can, just pay someone to do this because it's a chore. But if you want to do it yourself, all right, so where's that blue stick? Can you show this, Mikey? It's like right here, it came out. So just push, get your pry tool. All right, now the bear in the room here is right here. We need to get that tight, so I'm gonna cut that just a little long, and then like this window, which I actually cut it like a millimeter too short, we're gonna have to seal that up with some silicone right there. Only about the size of my pinky nail, but still, it is a gap. We'll fill it with some silicone. We're gonna cut this piece of trim a little long and then force it back into this groove here. But as you can see, I mean, it's nice and tight all the way around. You can't tell that the trim, the rubber trim is scuffed up. Whereas on this chrome, it can scratch. Yeah, you can leave scratches in it. So if you're doing chrome, be a lot more careful. Whew, but this is not a job for the week, that's for sure. All right, so we're gonna cut this. We're just gonna cut it. We're gonna finish this up, and then the back window's done. All right, so now that we're done, we were a little short right there, but I just I took the plastic tool and just kind of worked the whole thing over like this. Just kind of pulled the excess together, and it looks pretty good. I'd still probably put a bead of silicone right there just to seal that, but looks pretty nice. Yeah, it's laying down flat. All right, now onto the windshield. It's off. Is he hiding under there? All right, first things first, take the windshield out. All the garnish moldings come off. If it's a two-piece windshield, the center bar comes off. The rear view mirror comes off. So we're gonna do that. Oh, and take off your wiper arms. Those need to come off as well. All right, so this comes as one molded unit with the center bar in the middle. And I unfortunately put the rope on the inside here, which is normal, but I put the pulls on the top versus the bottom. That's actually the bottom side. So nonetheless, it's whatever. We're gonna have to cut the rope anyways to get it out. But what you do is you just get like a nylon, I think this is nylon rope, put it in the inside groove. This will actually sit on the pinch weld, and you'll pull the rope, and then it'll catch on the inside of the pinch weld. So Mikey's gonna help me, gonna set the camera up. We're gonna set the whole thing in here as one unit, and then he's gonna hold the glass right here. I'm gonna go inside, pull the rope around, and we'll go from there. All right, camera's on. No, I just put the rope on the top. So you want to grab that side, and then this is the top.
Wait, so which side goes where? Do I? Or we
That side will go over there.
Go on that side?
Yes. But hold the gasket right here tight.
Run it back up.
Get that metal bar right lined up, and just fold it up. Okay. So now, with it like that, I'm gonna go inside, grab the camera. All right, so I'm not gonna film this whole thing because I actually want to put this windshield in the truck. But, Mikey, can you push on the middle as I do this?
Like actually push on the middle?
Yeah, so what we're gonna do here.
Get that tape out of there, bro.
It's, all right, yeah. Is this pinch weld. We're gonna pull the rubber like that. And you just pull and it'll seat itself. So I'm not gonna film all of this because we need to actually have both hands to do this, but that's how you do it. All right, so there's the final product. It literally took like 5 minutes to get that in. The one thing to note, sorry to blind you, Mikey, is the gaskets aren't, 100% perfect. That one's a pretty good seal. That one's a little loose right there. I mean, it's tight around the pinch weld, so it is what it is. But in the bottom here, it's got some spots where you can put your finger. So I'm gonna take some silicone, like some window weld, and just fill in that channel. And then fill in right there so you have a nice watertight seal. All right, so still need to clean the glass and get some silicone in here. But yeah, I mean, this sealed up nice, just a little bit right here. That's a little bit open. Got the trim put on. That was kind of fun. Got the inside trim done. But it looks really nice. I suppose if you wanted to, you can come back around with a bead of silicone right here. This needs to be filled a little bit. But the gasket on the inside is pulled all the way through, and the trim is tight, so it's held in there. It's keeping it kind of sandwiched between the steel and the trim. This side sealed up a lot nicer. So like I said, I mean, these gaskets are nice, but you're putting, a brand new window and trim, and a gasket in a 75-year-old pickup. So it's not always gonna fit 100%, but it is in there, and I'm not gonna break this glass now. We'll just fill this with some silicone and it'll be nice and tight. Back here, nice black trim. Just looks nice and clean. You could have put the chrome in, like I said, but just be very careful because it will scratch. That metal tool will scratch, and just kind of a pain in the butt. But definitely use silicone spray and get the right tool when you do this. All right, so the door glass takes about 2 minutes to do. The hardest part is getting the old one out. So in this case, I have a fresh piece of glass right here, and the old one was actually on this run channel right here, and the run channel is pretty rusty. So it came off the run channel easy, and also the glass was broken in 2 pieces, so I just separated it and pulled it out. However, if you're not doing it that way, I think the best way to do this would be to roll the window all the way down. You have 1, 2, 3, these are 5/32 clutch head screws, and then you have 2 1/4-inch clutch head screws right here. Once those are off, you need to get in this access panel, and it's hard to show this, but up in there, directly like right here, is a 9/16 headed bolt. So in my case, it spun because the bolt is welded to the channel on the vent window. So without that bolt taken off, you can't get the vent window out. Well, mine spun, so I just left it alone. There's no way, unless you have like arms that are 10 foot long and this wide, how you can get your hand down in there with a wrench to hold it, and then also get your hands up in here to get that nut. So I just left it alone, it's on there. Vent window is back in, but the way to install this is once the vent window is out, I mean, like I said, it took like 2 minutes. Roll the arm down, and then take the glass, imagine this is the whole piece of glass. Take the glass, work it onto that roller, and just set it in there. Roll it up and down. Now that the glass would be installed that way, get the window about right here, you know, almost all the way down. Bring the vent window, you want to line up the groove in the glass and just kind of walk it down inside. This literally took 2 minutes, but if you want to, you know, watch this video, I mean, I didn't film it because it was so easy. So once the glass is in, take the vent window, just start it here, kind of get it lined up in the glass, and just walk it down. Now, the last thing to note is these screws are very, very tight, so that the window doesn't really want to move freely, so just give it a couple love taps, get your screws started, and all is well. But yeah, I literally did not film this because it took no more than 5 minutes from start to finish. Very, very simple once the vent window's out. For anyone interested, I'm sweating my butt off today because I got the frame to roll finally. The only thing left to do is put the coils in it, and then obviously the steering, but I'm not going to get myself killed by doing coil springs, so going to pay a shop to do that, about 150 bucks. Still not too bad to keep your life. But yeah, it does roll now. So for anyone interested, the Cameo Coral 59 frame is nearing completion. So with that being said, the 53 Chevy truck, all new glass. One more thing to note, I did come back on this yesterday, and as you can see here, this is like a sealer. And what this is called, let me see if I got the tube over here, is 3M auto bedding and glazing compound. It doesn't get like hard as a rock, but it does stiffen up a little bit. But it's just a good sealer. In here where you can see it's still got a little movement, but where the rubber didn't sit all the way into the glass, or I should say it kind of was sitting outside the glass, I just filled that in, and then I went around the whole thing and sealed it. Just one more layer of protection. Same back here, just came around it and did the auto glazing and bedding compound. Just adds a little protection there for some extra waterproofing. But yeah, here's the window all assembled. Got the trim installed, it's like 7 screws. Nice piece of glass, and then the vent window. Still functions. All right, so if you guys found this video helpful, please leave a thumbs up. Comment any comments, questions, concerns down below. I am sorry that I did not film the door glass, but guys, it's super, super simple. The hardest part is getting the screws out around the corner on the vent window, and then that single nut and bolt underneath. Just a pain in the butt. But taking the glass in and out, especially if the glass is broken, just pull it out in 2 pieces, literally took 5 minutes. Very, very simple. It's the windshield and the back glass that are the real bear, and you need to have 2 people to help you. The side glass, easy peasy, 1 guy, 5-10 minutes, you're done. So with that being said, this is the end of the video for today. Thank you all for watching. If you're brand new, make sure to subscribe, as I'm always finding cool stuff like this to work on. And until then, I will see you guys next week.